Hello everybody, this is Pete Wyden with the Epic Eco Designer here at the beautiful Folks Place. I'm house sitting for a while here. Beautiful crisp morning. We are going to start today in wealth, starting every day in the energy and mindset and clarity of what it means to have true wealth in your life. So today we'll focus on how to live in the energy of universal abundance, and that translates to the amount of creativity you feel you have on a daily basis in your work, keeping the sun in front of me here, and how the opportunities for expanding your own potential for wealth come to you. Effectively moving from stillness into action and using inspiration as your guide and intuition and how you feel your own capacity for joy expanding and being able to act on that in your life rather than the old paradigm of I need to do this to make money. That's absolute horseshit and doesn't work for anybody. So we're focusing on intuition and a heart-centered approach to what we actually source our energy and inspiration for taking action from, and how mindfulness can transform your business and your success as an entrepreneur. So these are really, really powerful things and new ways of looking at how you're really showing up for your business as yourself. Because the most sustainable way, this is really bright behind me, the most sustainable way to have a truly successful business year in and year out is by having it be an absolute extension, basically another arm of your soul, and it's directly who you are, why you're here, and how you're actually putting that into action on a daily basis in your business. Because if your business is something that you're doing because you feel like, there's the whole money piece, like doing things for money, but there's also just doing something that you feel, yeah, this needs to happen, but it's not my true calling. If it's not your true calling, it's never going to be truly successful, and the fulfillment that you're going to get from it is so lacking in comparison to when you actually find and act on your true calling. So we're going to focus on all these pieces, but relating to the reason why I'm walking around, and I'm actually going to sit down because the sun is kind of playing with me here, which I enjoy. So here we are under the old pine trees. This is actually a spruce right here, but there's this line of pine trees my parents planted. It's probably 35 years ago now. They got little seedlings from the DNR, Department of Natural Resources here in Minnesota, white, red, and Scots pine, and they're really big now. A lot of them are 40 feet plus, and I used to climb these all the time and spend hours just sitting in these pine trees, listening to the wind whooshing through the needles. And that's part of today's theme, is what I call, and others call, the wealth walk. It doesn't have to be a walk. It could be a wealth sit, and it's just a practice of living in the mind state, the energy state of abundance. And it's super easy and it's super beautiful, and it's part of this theme in my life, and I feel like what a lot of you guys are interested in as well, in making our entire life all about what we most want to be doing in any given moment. And I don't think that is about, sitting in front of the TV for hours and hours at all, although maybe you do binge watch Lord of the Rings or something like that with some friends some weekend, and that's totally cool. But, if we're just doing what we're drawn to do naturally in any given moment, we'll end up being a productive member of society. And it's part of this new way of living, this new paradigm of being a gift to the world, rather than feeling like the world owes us something or that we owe something to the world. We don't owe anything. It's all an exchange of our gifts and reciprocity in that sense. This lighter way of looking at our exchange of energy and value between us and the rest of the world. And so every morning I go outside, one, to show myself that the world is so much bigger than my little life. My life is huge, but the things that I'm thinking about, anything that I'm feeling anxious about or wondering how is this going to turn out, or oh man, I have to do that. It's like, okay, let's go outside, get some fresh air and get some perspective on life. The fact that there is so much space in every day for us to do exactly what needs to be done and what we also want to be doing in the moment. And moving all of that closer to having each activity that we're doing so in tune with where we want to be and where we want to go in life that it's a joy. And it's truly possible because I'm living it. I know a lot of you are moving more toward that if you're not already living it every day. And a great way to look at this is looking at all of the abundance in nature that is freely given and freely exchanged. The sunshine shining on your skin, shining on the leaves, the pine needles, the birds. We are all gaining energy from the sun. We are gaining happiness, warmth, clarity, relaxation, literal energy. This is freely given to us. The rain, the air, the amount of atoms in an apple tree, the amount of atoms in your fingernail. Think of these levels of abundance and look at how much is freely provided to you and how much you deserve to get that you don't even have to try to get just by the virtue of you being here. And so looking at that, thinking about the number of blades of grass in a lawn, the number of acorns an oak tree produces, massive, massive, massive. So if we're receiving all of these things for free, every breath, our water, which of course should be free just in general. I know bottled water is a ridiculous concept. There's my hand. Sunlight especially is one that I've always found to be absolutely an amazing teacher of abundance. It's not that we should be giving our gifts for free, but thinking about the way that we're currently thinking about money, that aspect of wealth that is so central to our current society and is a necessary part of being successful and having the freedom to make the choices, complete the projects, give some of the gifts that we want to give in the world and how we want to change the world. Money is a very powerful tool. And it's astounding how many people are looking at money as being any different than the photons coming from our sun. Why do we make it hard to earn money? To receive. It's all about receiving. So focusing on your senses, getting outside in the morning, first thing, focusing on your senses and how freely these gifts are given. The feeling of the wind on your skin, the beating of your heart. You don't have to try for these things. They're given just by nature of you being here. This is wealth. This is the foundation of receiving. And that complete cycle of giving and receiving in our life is what creates true wealth. It's what creates the current, the flow. And living in the flow feels amazing, right? That's wealth. That's the energy to live in, to focus on, to cultivate more of, to allow more of, and create the fertile ground in your mind of openness to receiving it. So, as I wrap up this video, I'd like you to do a little reflection on how you've been thinking about money. Are you looking at it as a finite resource? Something that's hard to come by and hard to decide when to let go of? Or are you looking at it as something that's so exciting, so fun to play with money, It's so fun to receive it, to do the things that bring you money, to have the conversations, the making the sales that bring you money, and to give the gift of money to others for what they're providing to you. So be like the sun that helps create the wind, that helps everything on this planet thrive. How can you emerge, breaking through that shell, that fallacy that money is anything separate, anything different than universal energy? How would you live if your source of wealth flowed as freely as the wind across your skin? That's true peace and joy and warmth and fulfillment. True presence is acknowledging how much you deserve this in your life. Have a beautiful day.